Every year, thousands and thousands of high school students use the exact same playbook. They take the same standardized tests. They join the same cliche extracurricular activities. They write about the same topics in their essays. And then they wonder why they blend in with everybody else applying to college. But what if there was a better way? Let's be honest. Our school counselors care deeply about their students, but they're managing caseloads of 100, 200, even 300 students. That's the reality. With that kind of bandwidth, personalized advice is not possible. Students get the default playbook, the same formula that's been recycled for decades. Join 3 or 4 clubs, get a good GPA, take AP classes, volunteer, write an essay about overcoming adversity. It's not bad advice. It's just ordinary. And in a system where ordinary students apply to the same schools with the same credentials, ordinary does not stand out, especially when students apply to highly selective colleges. 2 powerful ideas helps explain why this matters. Author Seth Godin calls it the purple cow. In a field of brown cows, all looking the same, a purple cow is remarkable. It gets noticed. In his book, Purple Cow, Seth Godin argues that being different isn't a luxury, it's essential. Sameness is invisible. Then there's the book, The Blue Ocean Strategy, one of my favorites. Instead of competing in a red ocean where everyone fights over the same territory with the same weapons, you create your own blue ocean, an entirely new space where competition does not exist. Most high school students are swimming in the red ocean, using the same strokes as thousands of others. They're brown cows in a sea of brown cows. At collegeadmissions.com, we teach students a different philosophy. We call it do different to get different. Here's what that means in practice. Instead of spreading yourself thin across 10 activities, go deep on 3. Instead of listing surface level volunteer experiences, pick one cause you genuinely care about and invest real time and leadership in it. Instead of writing a generic essay, write something that only you could write, something that reveals who you actually are. This is what we call less is more. When you do fewer things, but do them with depth, authenticity, and real impact, admissions officers notice. Not because you're trying to be different for different sake, but because you're being genuinely yourself. And that's actually rare. Think about it from an admissions officer's perspective. They read thousands of applications. The ones that stick, they're not the ones with the longest resume. They're the ones with the genuine passion, clear impact, and a voice that comes through on the page. Let me give you a concrete example of what do different looks like. Instead of president of 3 clubs, 200 volunteer hours across 5 organizations mentioned in 3 different essays about leadership, try this: deep involvement in one issue you actually care about. Maybe you start a peer tutoring program at your school, something that didn't exist before. You run it for 2 years, you see real results. You can quantify those results and speak to why it matters to you, not why volunteering is, quote, important in general. That's remarkable. That's a purple cow. Or instead of taking every AP class offered at your school because it looks good, try this instead. Take the classes that align with your actual interests. Maybe you're genuinely fascinated by environmental science. So you take AP environmental science, you take AP stat because you need the math, and then you spend time doing an independent project on an issue you care about. Depth over breadth. This approach actually reduces stress because you're not trying to be everything to everyone. You're focusing on what matters to you. And paradoxically, that's what makes you more competitive. So here's the real. The college admissions landscape is crowded. Average students don't get noticed, but remarkable ones do. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be different. Genuinely, authentically different. That's what we teach at collegeadmissions.com. That's why we do the do different to get different approach. So the question isn't, am I doing enough? The question is, am I doing what matters to me deeply and authentically? Because that's what gets different results. And so, until next time, do different to get different, and go out there every single day and seize your legacy.